This former World War II hangar, built in 1941, was part of the Republic Aircraft Complex that produced thousands of warplanes during the war. In 2000, the American Airpower Museum opened in this hangar. The following slides presents highlights of a few of the museum's exhibits. But first, here is Republic Airport in 1941, showing the future museum's hangar and Republic Aircraft's manufacturing facilities. Entering the museum, the first plane seen is a B-25 bomber, the Mishap. This was the personal transport during World War II of the Air Force's commanding general, Hap Arnold, a World War I aviator who learned to fly from the Wright brothers. Built in 1940, it is the oldest B-25 still flying. Widely used throughout the war, these planes were mainly remembered for their Tokyo bombing raid just 4 months after Pearl Harbor. 16 land-based B-25s took off from the aircraft carrier Hornet to perform that mission. It was a major success against Japan. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle received the Congressional Medal of Honor for leading the raid. The next plane we visit is the Grumman Avenger torpedo bomber. It still regularly flies and most recently flew this past 4th of July at the Jones Beach Air Show. Nearby is a picture of George H.W. Bush, former president and former World War II Avenger pilot, who was at an air show where he visited the museum's plane and signed his name to it. Bush had joined the Navy right out of high school, and on a bombing mission of Chichijima Island, the plane was hit by Japanese anti-aircraft fire. His 2 crewmen died in their bailout attempt, but Bush managed to survive. For 4 hours, he sat alone in a one-man life raft until rescued by the American submarine USS Finback. He spent the next month on patrol with the sub, a patrol that included 2 depth charge attacks. Next is the C-47 Skytrain, the workhorse of the U.S. Army. They were peacetime DC-3s converted to military transports that carried troops and supplies, but were mostly remembered for dropping paratroopers behind enemy lines. In the Normandy D-Day invasion, 800 C-47 Skytrains took off from numerous British airfields with 13,000 paratroopers, where they jumped behind the German lines and supported the historic invasion. The museum's plane can be entered. It is configured for paratroopers and is used for periodic D-Day reenactments. Here are participants in the D-Day reenactment. Our final look at the museum's highlights are the bombers of the 8th Air Force. Stationed in England during the war, they made almost daily raids of German-occupied territory in Europe. These air crews suffered over 26,000 deaths. The museum's bomber represents the U.S. bombers shown in the insets. It is configured to allow a realistic walkthrough. Note the 50 caliber waist guns. Stand in the waist gunner's position as you are attacked by a German fighter. With an open gun port and flying at 25,000 feet, the temperature is 30 degrees below zero. Enter the cockpit and sit at the controls. Imagine artillery shells exploding in the air all around you. This is the final slide. If you are sufficiently agile, enter the nose, where the nose guns and bombardier are located. These are but a few of the World War II historic highlights at the American Airpower Museum. There are many more planes, displays, and exhibits to be seen on the visit to the museum.